Welcome, everyone. I hope you're all having a pleasant Thursday. Okay, so we have some scattered grain stuff to paint, and I'm going to paint them all on here because it is possible to do so. The stick is going to kind of be annoying because I'm going to have to paint the other side of it too. So it's going to be a pain in my ass. Okay, so let's start with the bag. It's just a little baggy. We're gonna spin this around. Wrong one. Hey, I cleaned it well enough last night. I don't need to use it today. Well, I will later because I still have to varnish. Hey there, Jay. How's things? Oh, wait, hold on. Fucking gotta shake this shit up. I can imagine. To be fair, I've never liked sewing zippers on things. Granted, I've only had to do it a couple of times. Once I was in school and it was for a project. Like, I'm talking it was at some point during elementary school. It was also when I realized that sewing machines have it out for me. Oh, I don't need that. I cannot use a sewing machine. Every single time I have attempted to use a sewing machine, okay, it has always been set up by somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing. Within 30 seconds, the thread's all fucked up. And that's within 30 seconds of me doing the right thing under direction. Sewing machines have it out for me. I don't know why, but they hate me. They all just refuse to work for me. Yeah. So benefit from that, I learned how to sew by hand. So like I can do simple sewing and like repairs and stuff like that. Like when I was in elementary school, so like we had this it was when I was living in California, okay? I don't even really remember what grade it was. I do the only thing I remember is I was in California and I specifically remember this class. It was like you like we got a bunch of options. It was like kind of like a careers type class to see like what we were interested in, but it was like in elementary school, so it was all simple shit. Um there was like there's like a home ec thing that you could take. There was fucking like a shop type thing that you could take. There was like three or four different things, and it was like before computers, so there was no computer anything. But one of the things that I took because I was interested in it was fucking the home ec. I think it was specifically sewing. Um, because it was interesting. And the project that we had to do for that, like the big one, we had to make a windsock. Ooh, super complex. So like I got all my material, it was all cut down, everything to size, and yeah, try to use a sewing machine. It don't work. Teacher resets it, standing right there. Don't work. Fucking she's even like surprised by it, and like I ended up having to do that project, like sew it up by hand. Oh, I don't want it to. I want one. Okay. Pennywise, welcome in. Thank you very much for that follow. How are you doing today? You know, that would be an interesting like bad guy in a game like Dead by Daylight. Oh, nice. Yeah, I am basically well, I've been home for about an hour, but I basically just got off work myself. I work a modified second shift at a basically a factory that makes insulation for electrical transformers. All right. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's basically a big wood shop, if I'm going to be honest. pretty much, other than the machines that I work with most directly, and maybe one or two other things, for the most part, any of the tools that, I would use or have used since working there are basically things that you would find in a wood shop. It's pretty interesting too. I wholeheartedly disagree. Wholeheartedly. If I could get paid to like chill out with dogs and cats all day, I would fucking dig that. 100% I would dig that. Oh, this is gonna fucking come loose on me. I guarantee it. Fuck it. I'm gonna have to do it a slightly different way. Uh, we will use one of these. Yeah. See, and that's actually one of the benefits of watching live because if you watch the VOD or anybody who watches over on YouTube, they don't get to hear the music. I have it set up so that the music doesn't get saved to the VOD because you never know when Twitch is going to get a hair up their ass and decide to mute the VOD. And there occasionally people watch my VODs for some reason. I never understood that. I was fine. I always figured I was more entertaining live. Oh, nice. Though I will be honest, I do not know who that is. The name sounds familiar. I will say that. I just don't know if I've heard any of his music or their music. I will say their music. Not ringing any bells. What genre of music? That will make it slightly easier. Okay. Um, I will say if it's something that's, well, there's a good chance that I haven't heard it just simply because I don't listen to the radio. Like I have like my playlist. Oh, that's fair. I wholeheartedly feel that. But yeah, like my normal like daily driver playlist on Spotify has I think 48 hours straight of music on it already. And it's growing because I'll be like, oh hey, I haven't heard this band in a while, so I'm gonna download their discography. Like I recently did that with Weird Al and Typo Negative, which anybody who knows those bands knows that that's quite the dichotomy of music. Yeah. Well, I have like I do have varied taste in music. Like there's a lot of like nerdcore and you know nerd related music. There's stuff like this. Like basically everything that's on this playlist that I have going right now, I have on my like daily driver playlist and a whole lot more. And that's partially because it's um nice. Like it's also a community list, which I I still need to debate on whether or not I want to get rid of the one and only country song that's on that list, simply because my mom added it, and I'm like, hey, it's my mom. That was one of her 5 songs, so I kind of have to leave it there. But at the same time, country is like the one genre that I just don't like. Ooh, I don't have any classical, but I don't know if there's any good classical music on Spotify. pretty much all country. There's like very few country songs that I like. I won't like. Um, there's like one of his songs. The only one of his songs that I would willingly put on a playlist is "Coward of the County." Um, hey there, Tech Bro. How are you doing? And that, like, I don't like country. Like, okay, so I don't like country. I don't. It's not my music. But I'm not the type that will bash country either. Like, I'm not if I'm going for a ride with someone or whatever, and they put country music on, I'm not going to complain about it. Like, it's not something that I will willingly put on for myself. Um, my like when I was a kid, I didn't mind it. Fuck, when I was a kid, there were like quite a few fucking Garth Brooks songs that I could sing. That is one of the most embarrassing things that I've ever admit on this channel, but there you go. Um, I got better, but no, like I just it's yeah, it's just like and that's the thing is like I'm not gonna bash anybody else for what they like. I'm just not gonna be like, ooh, yay, country music. I want to listen to it. Fuck that shit. Nah. Like there are quite a few people. Amusingly enough, I did some like bar and event DJing, not like with tables, but just like mixing music. Um, when I was like 18, 19. I had an older friend who fucking yeah, no, I never see that's one hobby that I wanted to like look at getting into, but I never had the capital to like actually gather the fucking equipment together. Um, because I always thought that was fucking awesome, and like I wanted to be able to do it too, but I was poor boy. That's also why I made the distinction that I did. Because yeah, I do know there's a difference. But no, like I have no issues with most music. Well, pop kind of annoys me sometimes. But I mean, it kind of is what it is with that. This sepia. We're gonna do, yeah, we're gonna do the sepia for like the leathery bits. And we're gonna use the umber for the stick. Because I want that to look like wood. There we go. Probably make sure I'm doing this actually on camera. Because I'm pretty sure people are here to, watch me paint. And if the painting is not happening on camera, it's, kind of defeats the purpose, as it were. Yeah, these are, I'm basically just going to do super simple. Because, like, there's no real reason to go super ape shit on scatter terrain. Oh, Dratini. Dratini always gets Ultra Ball. That whole line of Pokemans. Okay. Now, I need the raw umber. Okay, so I have 3 weeks to finish that diorama. So I have to have these done tonight. I might just do like solid color other than the. Like do metallic for like these bits, but like the ribbed bits just do like solid black. That's fair. And that sometimes happens because as we like grow and evolve as hairless apes. I think my favorite ED like my favorite experience with that is there was this festival. It was like essentially at a campsite, and it was just like 3 days of a variety. Basically, well, techno. Which there are people who are like, no, techno is not, or sorry, EDM is not techno. It's like, no, well, techno is EDM, so they're similar. There's varieties, but it's still electronic dance music. Possibly. This was like 20 years ago. It was a fun time. Unfortunately, the like my partner and I at the time went with another couple who did not really know much about camping, so it was a thing. Yeah, yeah. Everything ended up turning out fine. Like it didn't. It was a fun experience. It's just that was made it a little bit more frustrating than it needed to be at times. I ended up getting heat stroke at one point in time. It was fun. Not gonna lie, when I went home and afterwards, and I wasn't falling asleep to the sound of techno music, it was kind of weird. About which that techno is EDM. Oh, we when we went, there was like a low level fire ban. It was basically cooking fires only. So our campsite was generally like very popular because we usually had food cooking. And like people would be coming over and be like, "Hey, can we cook food here with you?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." It was a great time. Like I don't remember anything about anybody that I met during that weekend. Like, and it wasn't even because I was on drugs. It's just it was a long time ago, and it was a great weekend. But yeah, like fucking just like so many just different people just chilling out, listening to music, and fucking yeah, I really do miss like I miss in-person communities like that where it's just like everybody's like, "Hey, we're just gonna hang out and chill." Because yeah, like it, having that sort of community around you is so much less stressful. Now, granted, there are always ne'er-do-wells in every community. There didn't seem to be any there though. Like I don't remember any fights breaking out. Like, and that's something that would have stood out. Like, very much stood out. I haven't been to any sort of festival in quite a few years. Like it had even been a few years before like COVID. That's fair. I'm even actually just talking about festivals in general. The last one that I went to was a pagan festival, fucking with a few friends of mine. Yeah, I made an ass out of myself like one of the last nights, and like I was ridiculously fucking embarrassed about it. Other than that, it was a great fucking time. Like I wanted to go like, oh nice. Oh, if we're including like concerts and just like shows, I think the last one I went to was a Steve Hofstetter comedy show when he was in town. Um Last year, year before, something like that. I probably just said his name wrong. Hold on. I need to Google this now. No, yep, I said it right. Okay, I was right. Thankfully slash unluckily, unfortunately, we didn't have any hecklers in our audience because that just would have been the icing on the cake. I think before that, um, a friend of mine got like 2 tickets to the local, the rock day at the local like music yearly music festival. And I saw Five Finger Death Punch, and a little bit of. Oh, fuck, I'm drawing a blank. I can't quite remember who the openers were. But I know I didn't really like we didn't stick around generally for the openers, like because he lived like really close. We went back to his place to have a couple of drinks and fucking smoke a couple of joints. Which we could still hear the music, it just we weren't there. Oh, nice. I think okay, so the biggest band I've seen live is kind of a toss up because they were both like so it's either Disturbed or Tea Party. Because back in the day, Tea Party was pretty fucking big. And then Disturbed, um, buddy of mine and I went to go see them when they were in Toronto on their Sound of Silence tour. Unfortunately, I don't have the video from, pardon me, when they did Sound of Silence anymore. I mean, there are not too many bands that can really claim that they're bigger than Led Zeppelin. Like there are multiple generations of people that have heard Led Zeppelin's music. A lot of bands that are big now had Led Zeppelin as one of their influences. Well, that's neat. Like they were pretty big in their day, Destiny's Child. Fuck, I remember that. No, they weren't like at the top, but they were still fairly popular. No, too big. Fine, you go there. What? The double zero. Neat. I've actually wanted to. I've wanted to see them for ages. That would be a pretty kick-ass show, I would think. Well, maybe not so much now because they're pretty old now. And I don't think they're touring anymore. I could be wrong on that, but I think they're past touring age. Um, okay, I need some like. I got to see Slipknot ages ago. Almost forgot about that one. Well, technically, I also at the same. No, I have not. But yeah, so technically, I also have seen Unearthed and As I Lay Dying live as well because they were the openers when I went to go see Slipknot. So there's that. Um, so actually, before I hit the white, oh, I got to see Biff Naked live. She was here playing a show during Pride last year. It was basically like a free show in the local park. Forgot about that because I didn't really consider that a show. It was basically just, you know, famous person playing music for free. It was raining that night. That made it slightly less enjoyable. But I mean, only slightly. Only slightly. Oh, neat. Yeah, see, that's the thing. I don't blame him. Neat. I did not know he was dead. Fair. So I mean, like, it works. Um, I think it's just there was very few people who could use that genre and actually make something that sounded good. Because there were some. It's just like the vast majority of it was effectively audio shovelware. But yeah, a lot of it was fucking shit. Sorry. In my opinion, a lot of it was shit. Well, I mean, there are people out there who like it, and I'm not about to yuck on somebody else's yum. I mean, at the end of the day, as it was said earlier, you like what you like. Except for Justin Bieber. I'm sorry, I don't like people in chat can like him. Whatever, do what you want. You have bad taste. A little shit and an embarrassment to Canada. That little motherfucker. Like, again, other people like his music. That's fine. But, like, at the same time, he's a little shit. Like, the little motherfucker is a study in in how not to let money go to your head. Like, like, guy has talent. Not gonna lie. He can, he broke into the music industry essentially on his own merits in the public eye. Good on him. As a person, he's a shit. Like, at least, what like he used to be. Oh, I don't doubt that. Like, it doesn't surprise me in the least. but like his actions have made it so that I can't respect him as an artist. Like, some lemon lello on this. Pardon me. But I mean, like at the same time, it's not like I'm saying, if you want to be in this community, you can't listen to Justin Bieber because whatever. I wouldn't say something like that. That would be the actions of a motherfucker, and I'm only an asshole. Technically, I'm a motherfucker too, but that's something different. A little bit of the lemon yellow. I actually really like this lemon yellow. Like, for what I use it for the most part, it is the perfect level of opacity. Like, I can build it to what I need very easily. Actually, you know a show I would have really loved to see, like a band I would really love to see live and probably will never get the chance to. Well, at least one of them I know I will never get the chance to. Um, Either Guar or Cradle of Filth. I think either one of those two shows would be awesome. Like a Guar show would be a trip. Like that shit would be like going out to the fucking theater. Either Guar or Cradle of Filth. Either one of those shows would be great, but like Guar would be the most like visually entertaining, I think. If you need that spelt out, it's GWAR. Huh? What about Warhammer? I'm confused by your question. You mean what am I painting? No, GWAR. Here, I'll type it in chat. It is a band, or was a band. I don't think that's another one I don't think is around anymore. Yeah, like one of those show. Like, oh, understandable. It is a very like they are a very niche band. Yeah. Oh yeah, like and like that's the thing too. Like they were like shock rock before Marilyn Manson successfully pulled it off. And yeah, they mostly yeah, that's I think that was their biggest downfall is I don't think the world was ready for them. I think if they would have come around the time of Marilyn Manson, they would have done a lot better. Or even like just afterwards, because there would have already been a pretty big shock rock fucking fan base. But yeah, the other band I mentioned was Cradle of Filth, which I would have loved to seen one of their shows. I mean, at the same time, if you're DJing, it doesn't matter what type of DJing you're doing. You need to listen to all sorts of music in order to, well, find new music and also find new sounds for the music that you are mixing slash making. And like that's the thing too is like I'm yeah. Like I'm not the type to be like, "Oh, you don't like this type of music" and try and defend it because yeah, you're going to like what you like. Just like I like what I like. And being somebody who, for most of my life, I've listened to mainly varying degrees of metal. I'm used to having to listen to other people's music and not share my own, especially like at work. Because a lot of restaurants I've worked in, I don't even care about the numbers. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. You could be the only person that likes a group. Cool. You are their number one fan. Granted, they only have one fan, but still. I'm just imagining like some garage band playing at like a bar and the only person there to listen to them is like the mother of one of the musicians. I'm your biggest fan. Mom, you're our only fan. Um okay, so I need to, where is that's the one. Well, I mean, yeah, that would be completely unrealistic to happen. Like most bars will generally want to listen to the music before they agree to have a band, I would think. Unless it was like an open mic type thing. It's like, I don't know. If I'm running a bar and I have people who want to play music there, I'm going to want to know what they sound like first. Like, I like, I would just think that that would be like good business sense. Okay, I'm gonna have to. Very gentle. Very gentle. Nope, that's not the right brown. That's the brown I used. There we go. You have to do something very similar. That came off nicer. Ooh. I try to catch it. It's got wingies. Probably applying this too soon, but guaranteed I'm applying it too soon. Also the bottom of it, which will always be down. I just need to make sure. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. You actually did that at a good time. I don't have any paint on my brush. Hey, Chonker. Handle yourself. Come on. You can get it. One more. You can get it. There you go. There you go. You got your treats. The Putum got her treats. Okay, so we're gonna plop you back down. Yeah, the other two, we're gonna allow those to dry. I mean, all the goal is with those is just to keep women on the dance floor and get people fucking buying drinks. Yeah, basically. You play a few songs that women want to dance to, and then you play some where so they'll go get drinks, or rather give guys chance to go buy them drinks, and then a few more that they can dance to. Yeah, it's a fucking rotation. Because yeah, it basically doing that. You know, like I said, like I did do some, like we did do some events as well. But yeah, like the fucking okay. So funny story with that. I actually only ever did like bar DJing once, and I wasn't like I was there hanging out, having some drinks. Is actually the day. No, it was a little bit after I got my tongue pierced. And the guy that I was doing like the DJing with and whatnot also worked at the local bar. And fucking I stopped in. I think I was gonna have a couple of drinks, a couple of Ryan Cokes because that was my drink of choice at that point in time. Um, and I went up to the DJ booth because my buddy was DJing and I knew it. I'm like, hey, what, how you doing? And he's like, oh, hey, can you watch this for a minute? Oh yeah, I remember doing karaoke. Karaoke is a blast with the right people. But yeah, my friend basically roped me into a set of like 4 or 5 songs because like when he got back, he's like, "Yeah, no, keep going." Like you fucker. I mean, you used to fucking like, cause yeah, up till that point, the only like gigs I went on with him were usually like events. There was like one wedding and a birthday party and some sort of school function for one of the local schools. Oh, it can be a blast. I can't say I outgrew it. Um, I just don't have any friends around that do karaoke, and I don't know anywhere locally that does it. And I'm sure as fuck not going alone for karaoke. That and like my nights are generally occupied anyway because I'm here chatting at my phone and talking to you all. See, that's just wasteful. We Canadians have mastered the art of pre-drinking. It's so much cheaper like that. Like I remember fucking back in high school and like when I was like 18, well 19, 20, before going to the bar, there would be a 2 for. Well, see, here's the thing. If bar drinks were cheaper, people wouldn't need to pre-drink. It's a vicious cycle. And like we wouldn't get hammed before we went out to the bar. Like it would basically all we would do is we would get a glow and then we would go out to the bar and have more drinks. Yeah, like I said, we Canadians have mastered the art of pre-drinking. Like up north where I lived when I was like in my late teens and like where I turned like 18 and then went for my first drinks in Manitoba. And then when I turned 19, obviously the next year, um, like it was a great time. Fuck, the one bar that like it was more of like a pub, so like they didn't kick anybody that was underage out. And they had like local bands playing shit like that. But yeah, the one pub I found out after I'd turned 19, actually when I turned 19, because I'm like, oh hey, I can drink here now. And they were like, if you would have just ordered a drink, I would have given it to you. I figured you were 19 already. All the while I was like, fuck, I could have been drinking, like I could have had drinks here already. Yeah, no, you don't get blotto before you go to the bar. That is a recipe for bad times. Like I said, you drink enough to get a glow, then you stop, and then like, you know, 20 minutes later, that's when you like meander your way to the bar. Generally, also, like the bar for the most part was either, depending on where we were pre drinking, the bar was usually walking distance. Because that was actually something that most of my friends were real at the time were really, really, really good about. I only had one person out of my friend group, maybe two. I don't remember taking a cab that night. Who had ever driven drunk. Fuck, honestly, the only reason I wouldn't be able to do it now isn't because I'm, in my 40s. It's more the fact that I don't drink really anymore. Like, I have fucking, I think it's Wisers in my freezer. It's either Wisers or Crown. I think I'm like leaning more towards Wisers because that's what I used to drink and I got it as a birthday present like 2 years ago. Oh fuck, by the time I was in my 20s, that's when I was ramping up. It was like my mid 20s that I was like, yeah, I'm done with this. Like, my favorite drink to get at the bar, and it's actually still my favorite like cocktail to get to this day if I go out and I decide to have like hard bar, is rye and ginger. Think rye and Coke, but instead of Coke, it's ginger ale. That is, oh, the tastiest fucking drink that you can make with rye. The absolute fucking tastiest. Where is the metallic that I am looking for? That is not the metallic that I am looking for. That is the metallic that I'm looking for. I actually put it away. Wait, no, that's not the bottle that I wanted, though. Yep. Tequila. Yeah, I had an experience with tequila. So, how old was I? I think I was like 21 at the time. No, no. I think I was like 18 at I was like 17 or 18 at the time. So I was still underage and I was living with a friend of mine in like and her like we were just roommates. But her aunt was the landlady and like we were splitting rent and stuff like that. And I remember one day we were hanging out with her aunt downstairs. Her aunt really liked tequila. And we were having we were having drinks and like she didn't have shot glasses. So like it was just like pouring a finger into a glass and drinking. Um so like the next thing I remember is the landlady's helping me up to the apartment as I'm then deposited on the bathroom floor because I like all of the tequila hit me all at once. And I'm like, yeah, nope. My body was having none of it. Yeah, I didn't really drink tequila after that. I almost did something similar with vodka, like my very first time drinking. Um, so like I had just moved. Nice. I had just moved to start living with my biological father, and I was getting to know some of the like kids my age in the area. I got invited out to a party. I'm like, yeah, sure, not a problem. And there's one guy there. He's mixing drinks for everybody. He's sitting behind the CD player and basically playing it, being DJ. It's all well and good. It's a great time. And go up and like, hey, can I get a drink? And him being an ass, like, sure, get it yourself. And puts I think it was a 60 of vodka in front of me. And I'm like, yeah, sure, challenge accepted. I grabbed the bottle and took like three huge mouthfuls, like glug, glug, glug. I repeat, this was my first time like actually drinking at a party. I'm sure you can picture how well it went. Bernsey, welcome in. How are you doing? I was only one of those kids once. I learned my lesson. I think it was I'm well enough. Um I would be better if I didn't have to spend a bunch of extra money that I didn't want to spend tomorrow because apparently the commission that I got that was sent up to me from the States, I have to fucking pay duties on. Not fucking pleased about that. I see, I tried an OE once and I nearly gagged on it. That is some of the worst beer I've ever drank. Yeah, I was not pleased to find that out today. Like, I think it's because the artist was honest about the value of it on the like shipping information. So like they saw how much I paid for it and they're like, "Oh, hey, this is taxes out on this." Yeah, like I haven't gone to get it yet, but I'm like 90% sure that they were honest about like how much it was. Yeah. Yeah. For people who don't know, if you're shipping stuff to Canada that you're selling to a Canadian, please put the listed price on the shipping. Like, yeah, please lower, like, list the value of the contents lower than what it actually is. No, no, it wasn't for Mini. It was for, so I got a picture commissioned from an artist that I know through Twitch here, for a friend of mine for his birthday. It's a picture of Farsight wrecking a Necron of some flavors shit. It looks fucking gorgeous. It, ink. It's not framed yet. Like honestly, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fucking give him the picture and let him frame it himself. Just simply because of how late it is, because it was supposed to be here 3 weeks ago. But no, like it's it's like an ink drawing, the colored ink drawing. Um, But yeah, like it basically cost me a little over $200 in Canadian monies due to conversion. And yeah, I mean, it's not like they would know the value of the thing. They just look at what it is, and generally, if they have, the only time they open it is if it's something that's like suspicious. They really don't care. That's basically what duties are. It's basically the Canadian government going, "Hey, you paid money for this, but you didn't pay us taxes for the sales tax, so we need to get our cut." That's why when we Canadians buy stuff from Americans, we hope that the Americans are nice and list the value of the item. Like, if, like, basically because I did it as a commission, if the art, I'm like 90% sure the artist did a like a professional invoice for it, type like a professional shipping for it. I wouldn't put it past him. And with that, if you're shipping as a business and you're shipping an item, you generally have to list the value of the item. And if the item is above a certain value, duties apply, which is fucking duty. It's the dutiest of duty. But yeah, like almost everybody I've done business with in the States, there are tariffs that apply on stuff that you guys get too. But I mean, like I said, it's based on the value of the thing. Like it's dumb, but I mean like at the same time, if I break my arm, I don't have to risk going bankrupt when I go to the hospital. So like, yeah, we pay a little bit more in taxes, but I have, you know, those taxes actually go to something that's useful to me. What? Like I'm sensing that you disagree. Like I don't need to have private health insurance here. I can go to the hospital and unless, unless I want a private room, I don't have to pay anything. And that's where a good chunk of those taxes go to. Like, now, granted, my benefits that I have from work, if I want to get a private room, I can get a private room. So that's, it is what it is. Like, like I said, I would rather, pay a little bit more taxes in order to have healthcare. Like, I remember living in the States as a kid and getting like really sick. Like, I'm talking like over 105-degree fever as a kid, which that shit can be dangerous. And my mom couldn't afford to take me to the hospital because of how much the hospital bill would be. Um, that doesn't apply to everybody. Like, not everybody can get on Medicare, though. Yeah, and here's the thing, none of them are as comprehensive as what we have up here. And also, when I would like, we could bring up hospital costs between Canada and the US, and Canada guaranteed is going to have lower hospital costs. Guaranteed for the average Canadian, having to take a trip to the hospital is going to cost me far less than it would cost you. Like the only time basically healthcare up here. Okay. Here, let me do a quick Google search. Um, cost versus US. Okay, so according to I think that's PubMed, average hospital spending per capita is about half in Canada that it is in the US. It's less than a third for specialists. Like, and that's just average. So that's like, across the country, not based on where you're living. Because I'll be honest, healthcare in some provinces sucks ass. Like some provinces have better healthcare than others, which I think is dumb. I think healthcare should be something that's federal, not provincial. But shit like that's above my pay grade. Okay, I get that. Um, and different people have different reasons for that. But the numbers, as you say, the numbers don't lie. It costs half as much, at least half as much, to go to the hospital here than it does in the States. Like, now, that being said, there are certain places where our healthcare is very much so lacking. Like, mental health is still prohibitively expensive in a lot of cases. Like, I would like to get an autism, like to see about getting tested for autism, to see if I can actually get an actual diagnosis. But in order to do that, I have to get a family doctor first. Otherwise, I have to spend something like 6 grand. Or no, I don't think it's that much. I think it's like 2 grand in order to get that done, which I don't know about you, but I don't have 2 grand just lying around. Like, I think the main reason why people go to the States is wait time. Because I guess for some things, going with like a private practice will get you results faster. Now, I know I've never had an issue with like having to wait really, other than like 1 or 2 times going into an emergency room, but like I said, at most it's been like 1 or 2 times that I've had to wait more than like, you know, 30. I think 30 minutes is my longest wait time I've ever had in an emergency room. Well, I mean, you live down there, so you don't really have much of a choice. Yeah, same. Drug prices are a pain. One of the reasons why I'm glad for my benefits via like my place of employment. Mm, have to sit fucking over here somewhere. Same with you. Ah, shit. I still need to. Good enough for the time being. I'll need to put some black on that. That'll be fine. Uh, we're gonna kind of just let this set for a minute. I don't know if I was to like wish for one thing from my healthcare system, I would like to see them re-add dental as a benefit that you get under the fucking government healthcare, like for everybody, not just kids. Because at one point in time, you like dental was included, which at least in Ontario it was. Um, which I think that's something that should be included mandatory in health coverage because fucking oral health is still health. Like, honestly, the only reason to have it separate is to make money on insurance packages. That's it. That's the only viable reason, in my opinion, to have dental not included in healthcare. Doing a long rinse of this motherfucker. Wow, there's like a third of the way full already. That should be good enough. That's where that is. Okay. Found you. Thingy that I was looking for yesterday. Alrighty. I think with that on there, bringing that gloss down a bit. Exactly what I was looking for. Perfect. Alright, the varnish on those have to dry. And I think I'm going to hit some buttons. First off, that one. That's going to go in my pocket. Last of my coffee's going to go in my face. First blood! So good. Ah! I unplugged my headphones from my ear. Fuck, I still haven't fixed that. Damn it. Like, are you hearing a sound when you play that, Sharky? Because I know I don't hear anything. Okay. So yeah, there's something I need to look into on that. But what we're gonna do is, now that we're over on the couch and all cuddled up, we're gonna reload this here page. And you know what? Let's go say hi to Keenan. They're playing with Pokemon cards. So let's go pester them for a bit. I'm gonna hit that button there. I'm gonna hit that button there. K-E-N-A-N. Bam. Alrighty, I want to thank you all for coming and hanging out. As always, it's a pleasure having each and every one of you in chat. Whether you've been chatting, whether you've been lurking, whether it's first time in or you are around here regularly, I appreciate each and every one of you. I will be back Saturday night with some MechWarrior Destiny and possibly some video games afterwards. I am not 100% sure yet, but I hope to see you all back. Cheers.